Hi everyone, I'm going to try and attempt making a video while my daughter is inside and hoping for the best. Okay, we are in Spain. First time I'm traveling alone with my 5-year-old since I removed her from school, and we're doing world schooling now. So this is a new experience, and I wanted to share something about traveling and changing environment, and how does it feel like on the journey of food freedom, living on energy, however you want to call it, fasting, intermittent fasting, OMAD, wherever you are at when it comes to your diet and your lifestyle. So when we went to the airport, so I live in London, England, which is like dense, even though I created a life which is more like quiet, with a piece of land, big like 4-bedroom house and a garden with like, centered around the wellness and community living, a piece of land extra with chickens, and growing our own like fruits, vegetables, things like that. Well, growing is like we just it naturally grows. We just tip the compost on the piece of land, and it's whatever grows. That's how it works. All right, we don't like grow things. My mom tries, but I'm not into this at all. So whatever grows. It's like a half a jungle, half a cultivated area. So this is how I live in London area. So not really like a city life. But noticing when we left London, the whole, like when you live in a city, I don't know about other cities in the world. Well, I did live in Paris and it was the same. So I know about European cities to some extent, Canada as well, Australia. I've been living in different cities in the world. There is something about cities that is really dense, as in it kind of sucks you in, and if you want to leave, you'll feel like it's kind of like, actually I'm going to take this example, an OBE, out of body experience. When you actually want to leave the body, there's this phase where your body want to suck you back in, as in you feel pulled to your physical body when you are at this transition of leaving your body, like your soul wants to leave. You have to like move further away to be not so trapped by this human physical form of yourself. All right, and it's the same with the city. I feel when you want to leave it, it's so dense and so like strong, this type of current and energy. When you want to leave, there's going to be things pulling you back in and trying to make you not leave. I think there's so many especially when leaving is going to be life-changing for you to some extent. There must be something energetically like that. We tried to leave. There was like this accident on the road. We took a cab because it was like cheaper than taking the train actually, and faster. But then I thought I was going to miss the flight because we were stuck on the motorway for so long. We come in and like the flight is delayed, like the other plane hasn't arrived. So many things just happening. Anyway, so once we finally get in the plane, leave, we arrive here, like everything is so like more slow paced. And I knew this because I'd done that before. Everything feels like the air feels so different. Like I think it's 36 degrees here right now. We had the less than this in London, and it felt like suffocating to a lot of people, not to me anymore, because I got used to my body feels like so nourished with this type of environment, like the heat. So I'm getting my nourishment comes a lot from the heat. So even like that high heat felt nourishing to me, but being here it feels even more. So at the airport I'm like feeling so unwell. When in London airport, I mean, it's like when I was in the taxi to get to reach the airport in London, I felt so unwell in that traffic jam, like waiting to be able to go through, and I felt like I was going to faint. So I had to open the windows because there was AC in the taxi and there was nothing, like no airflow coming through. And sometimes when there's no airflow coming through things, I feel like unwell. I don't know how to really explain this. There's so much like disconnection, especially in London. Sometimes I feel like anything in a hotel where there's no window open, I feel unwell. When there's like underground type of places, I feel unwell. When I can't see like nature and airflow from the outside coming through, I don't feel well. I've noticed that, and it's also only recent, since I've been more onto this journey, the thing that I quit doing, and it's things like business events, business networking events, meetings, like especially meetings where you sit for several hours. I've quit all this because it just doesn't work for me anymore. And so places like airports feel the same. So I was in this London airport, we were waiting, the flight was delayed, and I really felt unwell, like to the point I felt like dizzy, right? And that doesn't normally happen to me. So in those moments, I felt like the only thing I could really do, because I couldn't even like do qigong or anything like that, because we had to go like rush to the check-in, and my daughter wanted to play in specific area. She was a bit hyper because she also feels like sensitive like this, so I couldn't really do anything like energy work. I just felt so unwell. So in those situations, I feel like, and I say that because other people might feel this way, like food can be grounding and helping in those moments. And so, but in those moments when I feel like snacking on things, there's a part of me who's like judging and saying, oh my God, look at you eating. And if you go through this, don't judge yourself, like observe and understand why you're drawn to food, because in those moments, there's so much difference if you observe yourself when you are, for me, when I'm like in nature, outside, in the airflow, connected to my pets and animals, I feel so nourished, like time doesn't bother me, food doesn't bother me, and I feel really nourished. But when I'm in environments like that I told you about, like airports, anything closed, anything underground, anything like this, or super high up, it just don't feel well, and I feel really hungry. Well, here right now I'm on the second floor, I don't feel that way because I think the place is different and it's actually nourishing. There's palm trees around. I mean, you can see it's very modern and ecological, like the new green, they do modern stuff, but this is different. But you see, like it's very like high-tech type of stuff as well, and I didn't know it would be like that. I booked it, and if I look at the photos, it felt right, but it's like a 5-star luxury new hotel that they do, where you go and it's very minimalistic and all this stuff. I think I'll put a video to show you next. But even though it's on the second floor and I would normally be on the ground floor, it still feels like nourishing. And to the point we reach here, the air, like the 36 degrees, is so like better as in compared to 36 degrees in a city, and it feels different. It feels like more like my inner home. And the reason I say that is, if you travel, do you notice different areas where you feel different? And if you have the possibility to not be stuck in one place, aka you don't have to work in one place, you don't have to have your kids in one place if you have children, you don't have to have responsibilities over your family in one place, then you're free to explore which area is more nourishing to you and choose that one. Because why would you choose something that, I'm going to ask a better question, don't you want to give yourself the best nourishment? Okay, so when you live more food free, this is what's gonna happen to you. You can pick the place that feels more nourishing, grow yourself here, and eventually, maybe, I'm not at that level, I don't know, maybe anywhere you will go will be the same nourishment eventually. But then don't you want to be in places that feel better and more like self-care and loving and comforting and wow, but yeah, so it's making me question, where do I want to be now? Because my daughter doesn't go to school, I don't have to be stuck in London. But I could keep that place and travel. Anyways, different places feel different. Being here feels really nourishing despite the 36 plus, I think it's even like close to 40 now, degrees. That heat is like super nice. And even coming here, so in the airport I was like snacking and felt like, like I had to do this to feel better. And here's like, I don't even want to drink. So do you see the difference? Literally, the day yesterday was like that. Today is a completely different day. And it's not that you're a different person. It's not that you're not capable. It's not that you're not yourself. It is that where you put yourself, the environment, the energy, the vibe will be helpful for your, like, as indicators for where you are in life and where is your next step and where is your inner home that is really fulfilling, meaningful and nourishing to you versus what isn't anymore. And these are indicators of your journey, like the next step in your journey. If you feel more nourished in Spain or Portugal or, I don't know, South America, why don't you go to those places for a while? And if you feel like less nourished in places like, I don't know, city, or I'm just going to give an example, even places where it's cold maybe, like if you don't feel so nourished wherever you are, Alaska, Sweden, London, Paris, anything else, Saudi, I don't know, I'm just giving examples. Why don't you go elsewhere? What's the big deal? Because at the end of the day, when you cut yourself off the whole food game, you're free. And the nourishment you choose will change you as a person. It will change the shape of your face, your skin, your body, how you perform, your capacities, what you have access to. The true abundance is in the gifts you allow yourself to receive. That is true abundance. The money game, everything like that, it's not the true abundance. You're not going to take that when you astral travel and when you change body and when you eventually, this body probably dies your soul will live forever based on what you created with the abundance that you have. That isn't money. Remember this.